Yes. Good job. So, thank you, buddy. Because I'm pretty sure I'm speaking to me somewhere. Right. Everybody thank James for fixing that. Thank you, James. Right.
When all else fails, you restart. That's it.
Yes.
That's where we all can tell our bus drivers when there's a problem. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So go on, you formally test of the things we think, say, or do first. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth.
Go Hawks! Go Hawks! Go Hawks!
I like that.
Sorry, Cliff, you're on your own.
Chief, that was a little.
All right, so we've got visitors, soon to be members. Probably names are Paul and and Aaron. See, and by the end of my presidency, I will remember you, and I apologize.
That next week?
Aaron. Yeah,
Okay.
it's this. I'm leaving early. Going back.
What's the song by Bobby Bear, going back to Texas?
No, your exes, all your exes are from
Maybe.
Texas.
You want to hear a good Texas song, you listen to Luke and Buck, Texas. Listen to that song. It's a great song. So the and then our assistant governors. And her name is. Go.
Oh, okay.
Every time.
As of the day before yesterday, this is primarily, I guess, for you, Brad.
Yeah.
The prospective members that are referred by National will be referred directly from Rotary International to you, which I don't understand because I don't understand how they're going to distinguish between whether it comes to you or to Marysville or to Marysville Sunrise. I mean, so anyway, if you get such a referral, talk to Isabel because she wants to know how they're making that distinction. The other thing is that instead of a district conference next year, there's one this year, in June, but next year's district conference will not be. There's going to be a legislative meeting, a legislative council meeting amongst this district. It'll be Zoom. And the registration for saying opens up on February the 2nd and will continue in March. So try and register for that. They need to know whether we're gonna have 100 people or 1,000. Because they have to determine the bandwidth, all right?
Who knows? But if it's gonna be Zoom.
I don't understand that, but anyway, register if you're interested at all. And that's all my announcements. I'm real glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so the #1 song, January 23rd, 2000. Anybody want to guess? 2000. I'm about 20 years. So, yeah. So it's Smooth by Santana.
Oh.
Yeah. So the #1 movie, January 23rd, 2000. It was a great. The Green Mile.
Oh.
That was such a good movie. Actually, a reel came across the other day, and that dude was huge in comparison to probably anybody who stands next to him. So, really cool. So, our speaker today is Rianne Jones. She's with Waste Management. So, the one thing she's. Oh, she's.
We apologize. He's from Texas.
The other thing she's gonna do though, that's really cool, is in about 30-45 minutes of Waste Management trucks gonna come up. She's gonna raffle off an opportunity for you to be able to lift the dumpster and dump it and then drive around the block. So
You know that yet?
you don't need a CDL, you don't need any of that. She's gonna ride along too. and great. So it's gonna be a good time. So
Is that an auction item for Corks and Cakes?
yeah, the auction part of it though is not to do the driving. The auction is gonna be for you to spectate, to be a spectator, to be able to watch, because it'll be a blast. No birthdays, spouses' birthdays. Mike Westover on the 24th. No wedding anniversaries. So somebody needs to get married. Are y'all married yet? We gotta get somebody married in this week for next year for Lance. Rotary anniversaries, Chris Vallo's been with the club for 9 years. Spent like 5 minutes into the club. So, all right, moving on. Reports. Lori?
Thank you for paying your dues. Everybody's been really good about paying dues. And if you missed it and you need the information, let me know. Otherwise, I will be nagging in a couple weeks.
We need to send Guido and Franco out.
Well,
No,
I-
that's too cliche. We're sending Bob the exam.
Watch out.
All right, President-elect, thanks.
Things good. I think after the first of the year, I realized the reality that I'll be president someday. So, just thinking about a few things for the future and, looking for a president-elect.
Oh, people. Start talking to Lance. You know, you all want to stand up here and do this one. Fantastic. It's gonna be great. Secretary report, Gary.
Next, board meeting's February 11th at 5:30 Sherwood. Personally, I want to thank everyone that, turned out for the 2 ribbon cutting ceremonies at Lake Stevens Charitable Thrift and, Global. It was a combination of a lot of Rotarians, a lot of chamber members, and a lot of just community people that were coming for both organizations. And I think everyone was pretty thrilled about it. It was a fun time. Sam Lowe has been made an honorary member. Sam wanted to, he wrote me a letter and said, you know, he wasn't living up to what he felt was the standards for attendance and other activities. Given the fact that he's a county councilman and he's at the legislature right now. And so we thought it over and the board decided to make him an honorary member. Instead, he did say that when his life gets a little bit less chaotic and he's term limited at some point in time at the county, he said he'll be coming back and joining Rotary. So for everything that he has done for the community, I think this was a good way to thank him and keep him in the loop. He gets all of our emails and everything like that. So he gets everything that a member gets as an honorary member.
Thanks for doing that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so again, a reminder. The board meetings are for everybody. If you're not on the board, you can still come, and I implore you to come. And this is, again, I'm gonna say it again, this is our club. And especially if you are like, man, I wouldn't make that decision, well, then come to the club. You don't get to vote, but you can tell us what you're thinking. And that's important, right? I mean, it's the whole club, right? Eileen, club services.
First of all, thanks to everybody who showed up for the Dwellers Drinkery on Wednesday. The fireside, it was small but mighty, small but mighty. Note that our meeting will be at IHOP next week because this room will not be available via the school. They got something going on. What's that?
Yes, okay.
And then, if anybody needs a card or a pick-me-up, please let me know so I can get that sent out. Corks and Cakes is coming along. Raquel and I have been busy getting that squared away. And that's all I have.
Good deal.
Anybody wants to participate instead.
Oh, yes,
We would
please
love
reach
to.
out.
Just,
Well, I mean, as an actual.
Well, We're gonna set up too.
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. We're gonna set up a setup crew and a tear down crew, because last year everybody kind of bugged out. So we're gonna need some help tearing it down too. But it will be at Carlton Farms on September 18th for those who don't have the date. And a really quick shameless self-promotion, because we have Sherwood's upcoming brunch on March 14th. It's free to attend. It's going to be catered by Heidi Sandwich Board from Snohomish. It is a fundraising brunch. So come enjoy a fabulous meal and listen to a wonderful individual present about their experience with Sherwood. And then also you have an opportunity to give back. And then the other thing is our gala is coming up on May 9th. And right now we're running an early bird special, so you can get a discount on tickets, and that's good till August 1st.
August first?
Or April 1st, excuse me. And I just want to give a shout out. Thank you to everybody who has agreed to sponsor and support and donate. It means so much, not only to Lance and I, but also to the individuals that we serve. It makes a huge difference. And that's one of the things that I really love about this club is when it's needed, we all come together. So thank you.
Well, and one important announcement on Corks and Kegs is buy your ticket by September 1st. Because like this last year, I don't like our volunteers getting stressed last minute, worried about ticket sales. So I bought everything that was left last year, but the people I wanted to come. And so I would love all of us to take that kind of maybe just get them early so the team that's taken all this time can just focus on the event and not worry about whether or not they have enough seats sold.
You're all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's long. spring.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the reason why I said, but this event, it's the only event my mom likes to go to, so. Like this event, so off will every year.
Well, she also likes the around the lake, boat, right?
Oh, yeah, I have that every year.
Good luck.
All right, Bob Foundation.
So I did send out an email about meeting for the articles of bylaws, but I only got one response from John, so I'm gonna recirculate it. It's more.
Sorry.
I didn't see it.
And then, I would miss next week, but when I get back, I'm gonna give, another call very similar to the person to be announced.
Good deal. Chris is not here. Membership, Raquel, do you?
I mean, we're always looking for amazing candidates, so keep your eyes open, peeled, in your running around town, you'll see somebody, meet somebody that might be an asset to our club, have a conversation with them, and if you want, you're more than welcome to send it my way. I'd be happy to take them to coffee or do whatever I need to do to help bring them forward.
Start with coffee and then you end with some, it's the whole,
Yeah.
bring them in with honey and then hit it with a stick. Whatever it takes to get it. So, no, there's no sticks. That's what we get. So quick on the, like Corks and Kegs, even the corn booth, any of this stuff. And why they say, if you want to, it's not an if, you need to. Everybody needs to help in some way. And because I will tell you, at the end of the functions, I know last year anyway, Raquel and Eileen were spent. It is a ton of work. And so I will also say, if you guys aren't getting the help with people just coming to you, then also just start commanding people to. Just start saying, hey, I need your help. What do you want to do? Here's your 3 options. Because honestly, sometimes it may take that to get us to move off 0. So look out for whenever they start to meet. If you want to be a part, you get to, if you're there at the beginning, you kind of help get to decide maybe where you want to be versus being stuck into something when you've volunteered. So just my 2 cents. All right, Jace.
President, everybody has their raffle ticket? We'll have our counter. Pick it out, please. Make sure it's the red one.
Yeah.
I'll read the last 3 numbers out loud.
963.
Well, that was like super fast.
Fine, that one.
We have a winner. All right. That's only half the battle. Now she has to pick the, do it. Rubber ducky with the W on the bottom. Thank you. All right. Yeah. There we go. We're gonna start our happy bucks here. Al, are you happy?
I am happy. I am happy. Yes, I got my face. But I'm really, other than that, our food store is off and running, like, I can't tell you how much the community has supported us immensely, and to the point where we had to close our donations down on Wednesday just to catch up, because it was starting to get to the point where you couldn't see the other people on the other side of the room because there was so much stuff. So I'm so happy, and I'm really encouraged that this is going to be such a great thing for our community, and the amount of money that we can help support groups and organizations with is like, I have this little feeling in my stomach that this is going to be so fun, so good. So I appreciate everybody that showed up our grand opening, and you know, if you want to come volunteer at the store, we'd love to have you. Amy's already done it, and it's a lot of fun. It is. It's a lot of fun. So we'd love to have you there too. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for the support. A lot of really great stuff. A lot of really great stuff.
Happy Bucks for me. I've got two good ones. One actually involves a thrift store. There is I was backpacking with a dad and son late in the summer, and I was praying about finding that old Kelty external backpack I used to have as a kid. Yeah. So our trail life boys could use it. And we were walking through this thrift shop and just set off in the corner. I'm not kidding, like 20-year-old backpack that must have sat at the bottom of somebody's closet. And it's exactly what I want. So that was really cool. And then
tears in his eyes.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It was awesome. And then the other fun thing is we've been doing this group at my house for church. So it's just Saturday morning. All we know is the Bible verses that he's going to preach from, and then we just talk about them. Well, we're moving into Chick-fil-A and going weekly. So that's like a big development. It's just kind of a slow growth over the last 2 years. And now it's like, oh, if everybody shows up, we're too much for the shop. So it's really fun. And Chick-fil-A is like, yeah, we're dead that time of morning. So 7 a.m. on a Saturday, they're having that sale. We're very thankful.
I'm happy for friendship, camaraderie, help. I was moving this week. I had people help me. Got here a couple minutes late because I had to help somebody out. I have a buddy of mine. He and his wife had communication. He left the car seat in another car and took that car away. So he was a reserved car seat. So I was able to go start the morning out helping a friend out. Just happy to help and be helped.
Lance.
I'll do happy 20 because I missed a few meetings. Fortunate to go to see Latineo, Mexico, a little over a week ago, and found out the importance of potable water and good drinking water during our trip. So as a Rotarian, I know that. Personally, I now know how important that is.
Don't brush your teeth.
Do not brush your teeth. Puff.
Debbie.
The thrift, that was fabulous. And then go Hawks.
I mean, we see.
That's okay. We'll take it.
I'm just happy to be here and happy that, you know, that's a really good excuse to wash your teeth with, or brush your teeth with whiskey.
Like safe advice.
I've got 5 buttons, and I'm happy it's Friday. I'm sad my 49ers lost last week. But go see.
There we go.
There we go.
Good morning, folks online. Daniel.
Good morning. I'm happy today because my wife and I got invited to all-inclusive resort with our business from the franchisor Real Property Management, because we topped in the top 10% of all franchises. And so we're going to Cancun the last weekend of January. And then I'm also a bit sad because a good friend of mine, I was his power of attorney for several years. He passed away on Sunday.
Oh.
So it's kind of a mix of emotions right now, but you know, I'm working through it. I'm going to be all right. but just good to see all you guys and make it a good 2026.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, enjoy your time in Mexico. Watch out for the water.
Linda.
Thank you.
Good morning, all. I'm just happy it's Friday and that I'm not in the Midwest in the deep freeze this week, so.
Yeah. Like 20 something below in Minneapolis. Yeah.
We need to add a couple different bucks. Sorry to be late this morning. And if we hear the fire alarm go off, we do not to evacuate, we're just testing. So just heads up. It is loud though, so cover your ears if this happens. Also happy because I said 3 things. That was 1 of 3. I have my I Love Receiving School t-shirt on. Remember the rally this Monday, 3:05. I'm in charge of the Silver Hill, so we want to flood that location. Not any of the others. My location is Silver Hill and
Good luck, guys.
like where Chick-fil-A is, where all of those, where that's Highway 9 and so. So 3 to 5 o'clock, we'll have music, we will have dogs, we will have dancing, we will have cookies. Please come, and really the point is for us all to come out and say, we value our community, we value our schools. This is all about supporting who we are and our children because important work that we do.
So what won't you have if you have 2 places to go? Oh.
Me.
I'm thinking something larger, not like a bus.
Oh, about Sweden, the bus there?
I will have a bus. Other 2 places. Other 2 places. Yeah.
One piece, my piece.
Oh. Wasn't asked.
Yes, February 10th is the time for our levy. Remember, as Mary talked about last week, this is our EPNO levy. Very, very important because it provides things like school counselors, mental health specialists, technology for our students. Super important. So please let me know what information you need and I'll get for senior.
And to piggyback on that, if you're close to the date, don't mail it, use the drop off.
Yes, very, very important. Yes. All right.
It's Friday. Good morning. Yeah, I know that's it. I was in Olympia all day yesterday at Legislators Day. What an adventure that is. I tell you what, you go in 15-minute time segments here and you get to pitch the legislators on what's important. I was there with the Aerospace Alliance and it's a kick in the pants, first of all, here. It is just an energy that you can't even fathom to be able to relate to. And so the whole day's done, and then there's a cocktail party at the end of it, of course. And I'm sitting in there, and Steve Hobbs watching the door. Hey, Cliff, how are you, man? He gives me a big hug, and the people are looking at me like, Steve Hobbs? And he's like, you should have come into my office when you were here. And I'm like, I didn't really want to, underscore the other people here. By the way, I walked into the Secretary of State's office. I sit next to his Rotary all the time, But it was good to see Steve, and it was good to kind of share the next generation of aerospace and, leaders that are going to be in that industry. It was pretty cool event. And on Sunday, there's just this little game. I have not purchased the tickets to Lumen Field yet. We'll see. I was at the last game, of course. I always go every time the Rams are every year. I'm a lifelong Rams fan. I grew up in Southern California. I know, I grew up in Southern California. What are you gonna do? I've lived here 34 years and I'm still a Rams.
He'll take it.
There you go.
He takes it right on the.
Happy Bucks. I'm really happy that the charitable thrift is, because I've already been there like 27,000 times. I'm getting rid of, cleaning out my house. It is so great because you get rid of your stuff, you're helping other folks, and it's all going back to the community. So thank you for creating such a great space. Yay for no braces. And I'm happy it's Friday, and I just love this club so much. You guys are amazing.
And wait, there's one more thing. We think we have procured our van for Forks and Cakes, so we're already so far ahead of where we've been in the past, so we are really excited about.
So we need to know,
The country
Bob,
music.
are you gonna do the Bob's Bucket Bonanza again? You don't want to miss that.
I'm definitely.
Bob's Bucket.
Thank you. Wow.
Right, I got happy bucks for my sister-in-law. She just went through a big surgery on Wednesday, like all inside. Pretty big stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get appendix, there's a bunch of stuff around. Good. Also happy is, I don't know if you guys know, this little inside the area for Washington, but this is very much a long, dense time of the year. We got, as an airline guy, we got stuck. We get stuck all the time this time of year, wherever we're at, we can't get back in. So we got stuck a few days ago, in Vegas, but we got back in last night, so I'm happy to be here today.
How much money did you win?
$10.
Oh.
$7.95. And yeah, happy Friday and see you. Yeah. You guys happy?
Mayor. I as well was in Liffey all week. I did.
I know, but I was at the bowling alley all day.
I saw some, aerospace guy, see, but I would love to flag a very concerning bill. It's a governor requested bill. And it would trump all commercial zoning for high-rise residential. No commercial in it at all. So picture, if you will, the south side of 20th Street, Old Hewitt, is all zone commercial. We would love commercial in there, sales tax revenue, things to do for citizens, blah, blah, blah. Instead, consider 5-story high-rise apartments all the way down the south side of the park.
No commercial on the bottom.
With no commercial on the bottom.
What's the?
And that's even been asked for and denied. So this is this is a great example of land use mandated by Olympia. And I will continue to say, if you think your city council has any control over how Lake Stevens grows, you have no idea what's going on. They have the choice of gray or blue drapes, and that's about it. So this is a very, very terrible bill for Lake Stevens. Totally takes away the character we love, why we're here. The complaint you see all the time of the city council members being in developer pockets, it's not that way. It's Olympia mandating land use like this. It's a terrible bill.
What's the bill number?
I don't, I can get it to you.
Would you send it up? You don't have to. Yeah, I think that would be good. Thank you so much.
So there's my doubt today. But it was a great week. Had a great conversation with Prince later about several topics.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Brett. Also, my happy bucks, I have 2 of them. I had my first planning commissioner meeting on Wednesday. I was warmly welcomed by our fellow commissioners and the city. It's pretty fun right now. I'm thinking it's fun because there are 6 new faces between council and the planning commission. So there's lots of training going on, and all of the planning commission meetings and council meetings are recorded on Zoom. So you can go to the YouTube page and watch and listen and learn along with us about the do's and don'ts of council and what things are confidential and what the roles and responsibilities, which was what Brett is saying, like certain decisions can be made by the city, but they're mandated by the state. So it's been really fun to learn about all of that process. Love this club, love the 19 people that showed up on Martin Luther King Day. We had a good time playing bingo with senior citizens at Ashley Point. My family did go ahead and create the care packages, and so like that task is getting done. We did adult coloring books, color pencils, candy, and then from the Everett YMCA in the morning we had quotes by Martin Luther King, and we did some arts and crafts and put them on cards and or like bookmarks, so words of encouragement. So that was great. And then Paul Adams and his mom and kids brought some cookies, and Olga brought a bunch of kids and cookies. Brett brought his boys. My kids were there. Jill Meeks came with a couple of teenagers. So it was definitely a intergenerational afternoon of fun. So yeah,
It was fun.
It was fun. And it was nice to meet Tina, who is the activities director. I've never been there before, so
kind of like building bridges with other places in our community, and we can be friends and work together.
Probably do it again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Tim? Couple happy bucks. Some of you know that about 18 months ago, I retired. Well, I'm unretired. Oh, surprise there. Failed retirement. My daughter Brooke gave me a hat that says I'm retired, so I had to get it back to her. Bethany of the Northwest called me. And I worked for them 26 years ago at Silver Lake facility. That's where they wanted to go back for 8 weeks to fill in for the administrator who was going out to have her first baby. So those of you know that babies come when babies come. And sometimes moms, when they have their baby, don't want to go back to work. So I crossed those bridges with them about giving them 8 weeks. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just thrilled to go back and work at them. It's a wonderful organization. My great grandmother, my grandmother, my dad were all residents of Bethany. So I wouldn't have gone back anyplace else. So note on the calendar, 8 weeks from now, we'll see what happens. But middle of March. March. Yeah, or until well, that's awesome. Great for doing that. Good morning.
Morning. I'm just happy today is Friday. I'm happy to be here with all. Aloha kahania, that means good morning, everybody.
Yes, everybody pronounce that back.
What was she saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Happy Bucks, or the fireside was, low key, but lots of conversation and lots of fun. Kind of echoing what Cliff said about being in the legislature. You know, I was a lobbyist for 35 years. And I can tell you the importance of, and Lance knows this too, of constituents going down to the Capitol and talking to members of the legislature about issues that are important to whatever business concern you're in. And I did a lot of those events for my own managers in California, Oregon, Washington, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, a couple other states, and in Washington, D.C. And it's vitally important that you communicate what your needs are, because especially in these days of what's going on, just like Brett said, that bill is not even been sponsored. Somebody's gotta, you know, you gotta look at the underlying reason of why someone's doing something. And it's just important for you to get out and talk.
Those bills are Senate Bill 6026. And the companion bill in the House is 2480, 6026, 2480. They will have a name. If you go on the legislative site and search for those bills, you'll find them. 6026 on the Senate side, 2480 on the House side, and you can sign in the call.
I'll send that out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then how do we talk about that with our neighbors? And then they said there, she said.
I'm actually putting together mayor's thoughts on it. I'm not sure how we'll. Yeah, maybe.
It's just the chamber.
All right, let's get ready to have our speaker come up. She's, we've been up more time, so.
Real quick.
Okay, all right, so I'm seeing that my ticket was full, and I'm happy that Raquel told me that she has fabric at the thrift store, and we like real fine fabric.
And, go Hawks.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And come on. Nope. And you brought a computer?
I did.
I sure hope you know how to hook it all up, because this guy does.
We'll see. And if not.
Anybody in here knows, I am definitely not a tech person. So, we use Zoom, you can definitely, you can go from there and they can listen. If you have it, that you want it up on the screen, then it's gonna disconnect our Zoom people if you don't send it to us.
I did send it to the Solstice.
That's.
She mentioned she forwarded it to someone.
Looking to see if it's in our emails. Yep, you can start. I mean, I don't see it in our email, so, but maybe it's still living. Meeting agenda, Club Rotary. When did you send it? Is this like, oh. Uh, no, I mean, if you want to get going, just start. I mean, I don't know. It's not in here though, so and we don't have access to her email, so
Quick intro.
but you can email it to us if you want.
Here.
It's not the intro.
On it.
It's not an intro that we need.
So I already have it.
Yeah, it's not the intro.
You know, coffee hours. There's an official title, but then seeing you is really inspiring.
Coffee with the mayor.
Coffee with the mayor. That, yeah, pretty straightforward.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was fresh off of this fantastic thing that I would love to show you, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to.
But you want to forward it to our email? What, I mean, what is the email here? Like Rotary at Lake Stevens?
Rotary.org.
Lake Stevens Rotary.org.
You know, really quickly forward this to you. Okay. And then that's where timing. So let's see how far it can go.
How long was the presentation?
I had planned for like 15, but I can try to go quickly. Let's see here.
I would say do your 15. And then folks have to leave it.
Okay. One more time that email.
Lake Stevens Rotary at what? What is it? .org. Let's see. What? No, our email, not the, yeah, our email.
www.
No, that's not our email. Hold on, I'll get it quick. Yeah. No, it's not. .com. Yeah, gmail.com. Just so everybody knows, our email is Lake Stevens Rotary at gmail.com.
StevensRotary.org.
No, just send it to Lake Stevens Rotary.
Just forwarded it, so I'm trying to get there. Well, in the meantime, I will give my own my introduction as well. Thank you so much, Amy. It was again just a pleasure to meet you, and I feel like the community camaraderie here is just off the charts. So great way to wake up, great way to start the weekend. And my name is Brianne Janovich. I am the contract manager for WM Waste Management. I previously was an outreach coordinator, so I would go to schools, businesses, just face-to-face conversations, talking about waste reduction and what WM does in our communities. And the biggest thing for WM, we have a lot of core values, but the one that intrigued me the most was sustainability. So
you know how to
I know
share
a lot of
this?
business owners and people in the community. Oh, hey, we did it.
Well, we didn't do it yet.
Oh, well,
You can keep talking while we do this, because it's gonna be a minute. We didn't even say it, so.
the thing that mattered most to me about WM's core values was sustainability. I've seen some incredible things that
I might be able to share from there. Can you now go back?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't see my speaker notes. But I also wanted to just like make sure that I'm in the communities that I represent more and promote sustainable values with waste reduction, but also wanting to clear up like the landscape of what WM and waste managing actually is. So if you have questions, I'm here. It's going to be a pretty quick presentation, so I can give you my contact and be available. Thank you guys for getting me set up. I'll enable editing and then I will present. So kind of tying back into community, this is a fantastic community organization. Super grateful to be here. We're very grateful to be your waste hauler. And on the note of community, we do have about 10, I think 10 or 11 employees that work from the WM hauling site in Marysville who live in Lake Stevens. So it's really great to see our drivers and our operations managers live and work and support the community that we're in. Again, thank you so much for having me. Proud to be your waste hauler. So I wanted to discuss essentially just what WM does in Lake Stevens and how we can promote sustainability in businesses, recycling, composting, and more, and give you a lay of the landscape for what's coming down the line for waste, waste-related things. And waste is a very crazy industry. It is always evolving and changing. But for now, so just keeping in touch and like doing annual updates with the community is really valuable and important. So for now, the Lake Stevens contract that we've signed to be your waste hauler, we have garbage and yard waste collected weekly for residential. We have recycling collected every other week. And we have bulky item pickup. I don't know if anyone knows about this. The more I talk about it, right? I'm like no, like, what does that mean? Like, it's great. Instead of, 1-800 junk, if you have a really, old decrepit TV that, does it, or an old mattress or something like that you're getting out, and it's not in salvageable, condition. Yeah. First, go to the thrift. That's fantastic. And I will be there too, because I'm a thriftaholic. But we will pick up those materials as well, and they are for a fee. So we have all this information on our website, and it's a great service that just comes straight to you. Are there any property managers for multifamily in the room? Online? Great. This is also a service that I would recommend to you online because I know that can be a challenge with residents moving in and moving out. So definitely take advantage of any bulky item pickups and see what we can do for you. So yeah, one of my favorite things is getting out to talk to people. I love to yap. And we also have a wonderful cohort of interns who were able to make it into Lake Stevens last year. Every year we have a fantastic internship program that attracts people from college age people, recent grads or current college people who need a paid internship. They come from across the country to learn about waste reduction because, and share that with communities. They go all up and down the Pacific Northwest in the regions that we are most active in, are Snohomish County and King County. They come to discuss waste reduction and start their career and start sustainability. And every year you should see them at Lake Stevens Aquafest. And there is a member here named Tracy who I asked about. I guess she's not here today, but she connected with our interns as well this summer to try to get us out. So it all just like lined up after the internship, and I'm super glad to be here. So really quick, I want to center us into the earth. Take a little look around the room. Maybe you're feeling your clothes. Maybe you're feeling the hair in your ears. Mine often curls right into my ears. It's really frustrating. But when you take a look at everything, I just want to remind you that every single material you see has come from this planet, and all of our natural resources will have to return to the planet. And it's up to us to end up where these things go. So I like to start this with a quick call it out kind of Q&A. Does anybody know where paper comes from, what resource it comes from? Trees. Correct. Does anybody know where plastic comes from? Oil, great. Do you know where we grab the oil from? Or what ecosystems do we get the oil from? Ocean. Perfect. Yes. Let's see. Metals. Does anyone know where metals come from? Which ecosystem? We are digging under forests to get precious metals and also the tundra. Does anyone know where glass comes from? Sand. Exactly. Do you know the type of sand? Yes. Okay. This is the most educated. Good job. Educated room. So when we have these products in front of us, our to-go cups, our et cetera, we're always trying to find ways to extend the life cycle of these materials. So I like to just try to remember, like when I'm looking at my LaCroix can, that came from a place on earth that needs to be respected in my mind, in the company's mind, and I hope in our community's mind. So ensuring that you are recycling right or composting correctly is one of the best ways to extend those life cycles of all of our materials. And yeah, just connecting it back to where it is, like I was shocked to learn that desert sand doesn't have silica content to become a window glass or glasses or cell phone glass. So it's a very valuable commodity that we're using marine ecosystems for. So the more we can recycle glass, for example, the better we are able to protect our sands, our beaches, and it all ties together in a small impact, just like recycling once goes a long way. But through the conversation, I hope to not just promote recycle. What is more important than recycling is reducing, refusing, reusing. So it's a hierarchy. Reduce, really refuse, reduce, reuse, and then we want to recycle. But back to recycle, why does it matter? So obviously it does conserve natural resources. In the production, if you're to compare creating a manufactured item just from raw materials compared to recycled materials, you are saving a ton of energy, a ton of water. You're also reducing pollution. I do have a stats on this, but I can't see my notes, so unfortunately I can share those. But it does reduce quite a bit of pollution and saves water, saves energy. We also reduce greenhouse gas emissions compared to extracting a new material to using a recycled material, and it creates 9 times more jobs than landfilling. From people like me talking about recycling to our incredible employees at our recycling centers, to then the manufacturers, the manufacturers down the line who are getting all that recycled paper to turn it into more recycled paper content. There are a ton more jobs that come with landfilling. So it really is a valuable tool to the community, and sustainability goes just beyond the environment. I would always like to stress the fact that sustainability is people, it's emotional. It's like, how can we regulate everything and make sure that we're all feeling supported and not, getting tapped out, burnt out, and using up our resources. So we always want to, if you can, if you're a business owner, if you're able to extend that life cycle by purchasing post-consumer recycled material or finding things that can be recycled in your practices, that's one step closer to zero waste, and it does a lot of great things behind the scenes. So what can you recycle, you might ask? This is a clip that I took from the Lake Stevens WM website. This is our most up-to-date recycle guide. And one really exciting thing on behalf of WM, this just happened. We are now able to recycle paper cups and plastic cups. They look like styrofoam. That is my gripe. It is not styrofoam, but this is a plastic cup. And I feel like when I've shared this with people, they say, I have been recycling my cups this whole time. So that's great to know that you can now recycle them officially. So with this kind of technology that we're investing in our recycling centers, and WM as a company nationwide is now able to recycle paper cups and plastic cups. Before this, they weren't able to separate the wax from the paper, so it made it really challenging. But WM and these our partners are always expanding and always committing to recycling new things. So always take a look at your guides. The virtual website guides are always the best ones to keep in mind, because they're easier to update than the ones that are already printed. And cities and counties can vary with their accepted items. So this is also a fun part for me. Oh yes, you have a question.
Sorry to interrupt, but it says on the plastic bottles, empty of all food or liquid and no lids. But on the soda bottles, it says put the lid back on. So which is the correct thing to do?
Very good question and keen observation. So with plastic lids and plastic bottles, if they're screwed on tight, they're the same material, so they can go together. With glass, it's always going to be a plastic or metal lid, so they have to be separate because they're too small to actually they turn into more like debris than they do a useful material to recycle. The rule of thumb is if you are to clench a fist, or rather anything smaller than 3 inches should not be recycled. And any well, I guess just circumference. Anything smaller than 3 inches should not be recycled. But yeah, you can keep the labels on these things. We've tried to make it as easy as possible to make the participation work, and just, update our technology to sort as best as we can.
I don't see styrofoam except for on the old drink. Is that a styrofoam?
No, and it bothers me so. I just kind of made a side comment of like, that looks like styrofoam. That looks like a ramen. Yeah. So unfortunately, no. No foam, no styrofoam products can be recycled, and they are actually being banned as well in Washington State per the DEQ. So there shouldn't be styrofoam peanuts packaging moving forward here. It's going to take a little bit to get everything out. But yeah, that is plastic. So any to-go cups. I'm so sorry. I'm going to keep moving, but I'll be here for more questions. So if it's not on the garbage list, or if it's not on the recycle list, it's garbage. That is the easiest way to explain what can I and can't I recycle. We do have this as well on the Lake Stevens website. We have the non-recyclable plastic is what kind of jarred me when I first got into this position, because I was like, oh, well, I thought that we could, recycle like this type of plastic, but it's not on the guide and the recycle page. So what does this mean? They're like, it's garbage. The thing that shocked me was the clamshell plastics for salads that you might often see. So that inspired me to learn, what can I do? What else can I buy? How can I get my salads the right way? Or, I want to be zero waste. So I learned the produce bags actually might be the better way to go, the plastic ones, or none at all, because the plastic ones are able to be recycled. The thin plastic bags, you can take back the thin plastic bags to every grocery store and use the depot box for plastic films and plastic bags. Any film that stretches over your thumb can be recycled. Most stores have them. It is, still up to the store, but I'm pretty positive most stores have them.
I'm sorry to keep. The reason that you can't recycle the black plastic bottle is because it's black. Is that it? The colored bottles, because
no, it's because it has hazardous waste or motor oil in it.
oh, it's because of the content.
Yep, the content. Exactly. Yeah. And I can get into more specific questions after, because I really love talking about this. It's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, this is, that when you look at a life cycle analysis of how much weight does it take to carry into a truck for a light, thin plastic bag versus a maybe just slightly heavier plastic container, and can it be recycled? These kinds of questions are great for business owners if they are looking to embrace zero waste, to find the smallest things you can do to make an impact and help you save money in the long run as well. So I'm going to kind of skip through this, but our recycling comes to the Cascade Recycling Center. That's down in Woodinville. So all of your recyclables make it right down to Woodinville to then be off to their second, third, infinite life. Something I thought was pretty fascinating is that we are able to process 650 tons of material per day, which is about, let's see, the size of 1 ton is about the size of a blue whale. So we are processing tons and tons of material, and Lake Stevens was able to recycle, I believe it was 2,000 tons just about last year. So congratulations and thank you. You have saved that much amount of material from the landfill. If you ever want to come see our recycling center, please do. We're still got to get that going, because I want to make a Lake Stevens Day, like just, council, yourselves, or just community constituents, please come out and you can connect with me to try to set up a tour. I love to give the tours of the facility. It's really amazing to see in person, and I just think it restores confidence in recycling. Let's see, how do I get this down? I don't really know. Go away. Okay, well, oh no, you didn't see that. How long have these carrots been in a landfill?
10 years.
I think, yeah, good guess. Yeah, so they have been in the landfill for 10 years. they don't break down in a landfill. And I want to transition to like this whole like shock of this picture. This is kind of a perfect example of why certain materials should go to the right places. Food waste in particular is something that is a very sensitive process, but it's the most natural process. Landfilling is safe, it is important. We don't want litter, debris, and things that can't, go be recycled to be composted, not in the landfill. But organic materials, we are trying very hard to ensure that they are not in the landfill because when they're wrapped in plastic bags and tossed out, they are cut off to oxygen. So with a lack of oxygen, we call that the anaerobic process, where they need material like fungi and oxygen to break them down. Aerobic processes have air and oxygen, and that's when you leave a banana peel on the lawn, it'll start to break down. But if they're closed off, they will not be able to break down, and then they release methane gas. Once that whatever it is has been opened, it also just starts to seep out of the landfill. WM does something amazing with their landfills. We close them off by section, and we are able to tap that methane and use it for our trucks. It's similar to an oil flare where you need to flare those things so it's not as harmful greenhouse gases. Same with methane. You got to burn it. It is so much less harmful for the environment, especially compared to other. I mean, once you burn methane, it's one of the least harmful greenhouse gases. So we are able to use that to fuel our Pacific Northwest fleet here and starting in Oregon as well. And hearing like we don't want waste, we don't want organic materials in the landfill might be an oxymoron, but there is certainly enough to use our trucks and fuel our trucks. So my next section here, I just want to talk about how to compost and how to make sure that food gets to the right places, and a fun event we did in Lake Stevens. So what is composting? Compost is a soil amendment. It is not soil itself, but it is the organic material that complements soil and attracts fungi and attracts these other beneficial microorganisms to create a healthy planet. Soil is made up of natural minerals like sand, silt, and clay. Something I learned that was pretty fascinating, just a shameless plug for gardeners. I'm a huge gardener. It takes 1,000 years to create 1 inch of topsoil, just like a natural process, but it can be wiped out in a rain event in a minute. So plant your gardens, happy almost spring. Anytime the sun is out longer, I'm like, it's almost spring, but it's not. So anything we could do to support our soils, like composting, is so valuable. It also helps keep the topsoil where it is once you can apply it in the garden. And it is the end product of organic waste that has been decomposed. So you can see this applied in farms, sometimes in parks or landscaping. For like city landscaping, there are rules about where it can go, because when we're composting our yard debris, maybe we took out a bunch of blackberry and we, have a lot of different things in there. It's still really nutrient rich, but there are strict rules, especially for national parks and going over county lines sometimes as well, where you can apply compost that was commercially or commercial compost, because it could spread invasive seeds and things of that nature. Eastern Washington has experienced that with the cross-contamination. So they're getting real strict, real smart, and making these processes very local to the ecosystems where the waste is coming from. What can you compost? Really easy. Food, all food items, and uncoated paper like napkins, paper bags, egg cartons, and plants and yard debris. We're just not looking for soil or rocks, cups, things of that nature. So it's pretty easy and straightforward. It is by subscription here in Lake Stevens, and it's just one extra way that you can become zero waste and support healthy soils. And I guess I have one or so more slides here. I wanted to shout out something we were very proud of to do, oh, I might need some water, but we were very proud of in Lake Stevens. Thank you so much. Thank you. I talked too much. Okay, so we were able to create a scrap happy kitchen and did a sweet pop-up at the Harvest Market in October. That was really awesome. And we had a chef come out who specializes in food waste reduction. And they were able to, her name is Chef Martha Gamboa. She was able to take us on a journey starting with the corn stalk, creating delicious broth from just the husk of corn itself, adding more vegetables over time, and showing like all these wilted vegetables, all these things that could easily be tossed away. Now she was able to reuse them and take anyone who was tasting on a really delicious exploration. We had a Snohomish County WSU or Wazoo Extension team come to do some sampling with us, and it was just fantastic. So the reason we wanted to focus on food waste and reducing food waste is because the U.S. household does toss about 25% of our food just into the garbage because it expires or it spoils. So we wanted to make sure like we're able to teach anyone who is willing to listen, like how easy it is to extend the life cycle of your food. If we're wasting 25% of our food that's grown, shipped, packaged, etc., that's basically like leaving one grocery bag in the parking lot if you're taking 4 to your car. So it can add up over time quite tremendously. And not only does composting help reduce food waste or environmental damage, it's collecting that in a closed loop system, but it also helps save money on your garbage bill. So I want to share quickly some things about your garbage bills. So you may have seen, you may have heard, garbage rates in Snohomish County are changing in 2026, effective the first of this year. This is the first time in 10 years Snohomish County has increased their disposal or their disposal rates at the transfer stations. So by a county order, all haulers have to kind of submit and comply. So garbage rates have gone up. In Lake Stevens, if you're a resident, your recycling is included in the cost of your garbage. So for your single family home, garbage, you have a garbage cart and the recycling is just basically like it's in there, it's not charged as a separate line item. So for last year, April 1st, we had, I believe it was $43 for a 96 gallon, or $47 for a 96 gallon per month. Now it's 53. So that's what the increase looks like for your bill. It's small, but it can be pretty impactful time after time. So the more you can recycle, the more you can compost, you can get a smaller size garbage can and help reduce the cost of your services. And for more information about that, I encourage you to see the Snohomish County Service page. Additionally, for business owners as well, the business organics management laws here. It's coming, it's happening. January 1st of this year. If a business is impacted by an area and they're in the business organics management area, Lake Stevens is in the business organics management area. If you create 96 gallons of organic waste per week, you have to find ways to offset your waste, and it must be either composted, donated to a food bank, or used and not thrown into the garbage. So any way you're able to extend the life of your food or sign up for compost service, you will be complying with the Department of Ecology law. And coming down the line, we have the Recycling Reform Act in 2030 that is going to create a statewide list, extended producer responsibility. So when you ask, like, why can't we recycle this oil can? This law is going to change everything and make sure that there is an outlet for recycled materials. I'm not sure about the oil can now that I think about it because it's hazardous waste, but more things like, cutlery, straws, things like that are up for consideration to finally be recycled, which is great. So what is more important than composting, recycling, reducing, reusing, recycling? And I hope that this presentation can inspire you to incorporate the 3 Rs into your routine. I'm so sorry for staying over so long, but I really appreciate your time. Does anyone else have any questions?
I actually do. I was told that when you recycle the food that goes into your like garbage container, that you weren't supposed to put protein in there. At that, but I saw on there that you have meat.
Yeah.
So when did that?
I don't know when it changed exactly like the year, but I know at first people were just doing yard debris. Now it's all food waste. Commercial composting has become, really successful.
Great.
Yeah.
We already have. Meat.
Great.
So we just put it in our yard. Right? Now.
Meat, bones, shells, cheese.
Thank
Smells great. It's really cool to see his compost facility in person because it's just like mounds and mounds of stuff. Disgusting smell at first, but then when you are done, it smells like earth. It smells amazing. It's fantastic.
I was just gonna say, like, on a search for, realization is that clothing is actually a really big problem on the earth as far as like ready to wear clothing, fast fashion, things like that people are buying and it's cheap to make and it goes straight to the landfill usually, and it's a huge problem. So I know for us, we actually don't throw anything away, even if it's something we can't use, we recycle it to the next step. So we actually don't do anything that goes to the garbage pretty much at all. It either goes to our recycling bin or it goes to Northwest Center and they take it down the next step in the recycling. So keep in mind clothes.
Yeah.
When you're buying a lot of clothes or you're even, thinking of getting rid of clothes, go to a thrift store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody else can potentially use it.
Well, absolutely.
And they do send to other countries.
Mhm. Something that WM's really proud of too. I'm so glad you mentioned textiles. We have a fiber to fiber facility finally. I believe it's in the South or Kentucky. They're collecting textiles from places like Goodwill and others that have this large amount. We're able to call it the return program. So an old, dog bed even, or an old towel can become insulation for a speaker or insulation for a home, or, turned into new products. And I know that Snohomish County we have some great programs in Snohomish County too, with like a curbside looking textile bin. That could be helpful as well. But I'm just so glad that you brought that up and are considering the next life. Because yeah, it takes a lot of energy to make one thing. Yeah. Like, I'll just toss it. Mm-hmm. Do you have another?
Is there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think it's a side combo.
Okay. Have you had any thought about sending this information about what to put where, along with the bill, so that everybody understands? Because there are a lot of things that I thought were recyclable that aren't, and vice versa. And it would be helpful to have something like this so you know what to put in which bin.
Great idea. Like imprinted on the paper bill, or
just send a sheet of paper both sides like that, along with the bill, so that we know what goes where.
We do send an annual guide to every resident. It's a threefold, but I don't think it has garbage information on it. And I've always wanted that to happen. But it does have recycle compost list on it, and it shows you, how you can set out your containers and other buy nothing kinds of, reuse opportunities. So you should be, if you're a Lake Stevens resident, you should be getting it mailed to your home. You did. Marysville will send yours. Yep.
One last question, completely off. Do you ever attend, like, obviously you do the harvest festival and stuff? I work for a local nonprofit here in Lake Stevens, and we do a community day. Is there a way that maybe we could schedule the truck to come and have a truck? It's only 3 hours and it's on Saturday, but I think that would be really educational.
Yeah, I can work with you to figure something out. I can't guarantee, but I can try.
No, but.
Yeah,
Part of my project.
we would love that.
And just so you understand how the city works with waste management, we do a 10-year contract. The contract we're on. So we go through an RFP process, open it up, and then, that's how city manages, waste, it goes for a 10-year contract period. We're with, waste management briefly for until at least 31.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me, where I come from originally, Waste Management was also the firm that took care of the garbage. And they would put a big truck in a neighborhood about 3 or 4 times a year, different neighborhoods, so that people could bring their furniture and plywood scraps and all that crap to the truck for free. Do you ever do that around here? Because I haven't seen it.
Well, we do have the Lake Stevens cleanup twice a year. It's a big deal. Yep. So there's and we also work with the city of Marysville for recycling and yard waste. They do their own garbage, so it's a little unique, but they do have a community cleanup as well. I think it's varied items like mattresses and furniture. But yeah, for Lake Stevens, twice a year we have a spring cleanup and a fall cleanup for yard debris, for recyclables, for bulky items, trash, just cleaning up your house and getting things gone. And we're really grateful to work with Public Works and the mayor to get that done. Okay, I really appreciate the time. Sorry, it was way longer than I thought. Thank you.
So my wife does the books for Intermodal, which is a company. What they do is they lift big containers off of trucks and put them on railroad cars. It's full of garbage. And they take it all the way up to Roosevelt, and it's for Republic. So it's interesting when you look at your rate and you're like mad as hell because of the rates. Think about the cost. I mean, because it's expensive to truck a bunch of garbage or to trade it in this case, but it's nuts. And then she's worked for Rubentina, but they just had, she doesn't garbage, but it was interesting. They had to do a mailer of the rates and when she was about, it's like $25,000 mailer. When you consider postage and employee to print it, and then printing whatever number letters and then is that happening? The example for the rate was wonky, but it worked still, but it was weird because some people pay monthly, some people pay. And so so then you reprint it and another $25,000 worth of stuff. So it's great. So it's just funny. Huh? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Go.
Can I go now? Yep, so. I'm trying. That says, this is actually from Rotary. Optimism is the strategy for making a better future. Because unless you believe that the future can be better, you are unlikely to step up and take responsibility for making it.
Adios.
Nobody cares.
I can't.
There's something on my.
In Orange, Brian.
We'll see you in March. Thank you so much for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.